Good morning, television family. Good to see you again. Well, you can see me. I can't see you. Do they have two-way television yet? I can't remember. It's Thursday, 30th day of January, 2025. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. It's chilly. It's 16 degrees. And that big dome of high pressure is starting to deflate. It's going to start moving out of the area. It's going to flatten out and be gone with it. You'll notice that we'll have some high, thin clouds most of the day today, which is why we still have pretty chilly temperatures. This gives you a perfect idea of the air inversion that we're talking about. We're still under the air stagnation advisory that will expire at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, just in the nick of time for snow. But a perfect example of what we're talking about with warm air up above, cold air trapped on the valley floors. It's 16 degrees in Wenatchee. It's 38 at the summit of Stevens Pass. That's a 20-degree difference. That is going to change. A lot of snow for the Cascades. We have a lot of weather to talk about. Things are finally going to change. This long period, about 16 days total of sunny and dry and cold Arctic air is coming to an end. We're going to get some snow, not a lot, in the valley floor. Upper elevations, yes. It's been a long time since we had any measurable snow at all, almost a month. We'll talk about that. We got news, we got sports, not a lot, but what we have is what we have. It's Thursday. Pause for Pets. Warren the dog needs a home. And my guest in the back half of the program, in the interview segment, Jamie Howell from Howl at the Moon Productions. He is part of the ad hoc group that is bringing back the Leavenworth Mountain Film Festival. It was canceled because of COVID, and they never quite got their wheels out from underneath them, but it is back. It was something that they started quite some time ago. So, and if you're an aspiring filmmaker and you want to shoot a small little film, either a feature film or a documentary, as long as it's short, about outdoor living here in north central Washington, stay tuned. Jamie Howell is going to tell you how you enter and what they're looking for the Leavenworth Mountain Film Festival. It's great to see Jamie again. He'll be our guest in the back half of the program. We have not one, not two, but three slides to show for you from the National Weather Service. First of all, here we go. Winter storm. It begins tonight in the mountains. It'll last basically into Saturday morning, with most of the snow relegated to Friday morning and Friday night, with a brief break during the day on Friday. The mountain passes are going to get a lot of snow. All of the mountain passes are going to get snow, regardless of elevation. Stevens is going to get a lot of snow. Snoqualmie Pass is going to get a lot of snow if you're heading east to the Idaho Panhandle. Lookout Pass is going to get a lot of snow. Some snow expected on Blewett Pass, certainly up in Mission Ridge. So all the elevations that are basically about 2,600 feet and above are all going to see quite a bit of snow, and it's been a long time since even they saw some snow. And there is some advisories out there. Here's the map of the winter. Oh, that's the total snow form. We'll do that one. Okay. The snow total. Oh, here we go. Here's the winter storm watches in blue. If you live in that area, you are under a winter storm watch. As you can see, we don't have anything here in the lower elevations. Most of eastern Washington is going to be spared significant snow, but again, the higher elevations are going to get a lot of snow all the way through Saturday night. And here is your snow totals through Saturday. And as you can see, Stevens is going to get at least 1.5 feet, maybe up to 2 feet of snow. Enough snow to make driving difficult on Blewett, on Snoqualmie, on Lookout Pass. Looks like the upper part of the Methow Valley, Mazama and Winthrop, it could get about 6 to 8 inches of snow up there. They've had quite a bit of snow this year. But again, as you see in the Wenatchee Valley, maybe an inch and a half. And that's all the way through to Sunday, to basically early Sunday morning, Saturday evening. So we're going to get some snow. Could make the commute tomorrow a little dicey, but we're not going to get a big dumping of snow. It's all about elevation. So just enough snow to make things perhaps a little interesting for your Friday morning commute. Just a heads up for you motorists there. All right, from the National Weather Service in detail, here we go. Again, that upper level ridge is already starting to deflate, which means we are going to see pretty cloudy skies today. There'll be high clouds, there'll be thin clouds for most of the day. We're only going to get up to 31. By the way, we only got to 27 yesterday. That was it. But we do have a milestone today as far as daylight. Sunrise this morning before 7:30. It'll be at 7:29 this morning. The camera that you see is in Ephrata. It's already beginning to climb up into the sky there. The sunset tonight, 5 o'clock sharp. So sunrise before 7:30, sunset starting today, 5 o'clock or later. That buys us 9 hours and 31 minutes of daylight. As far as snow overnight, basically between about 4 a.m. to about 7 a.m. is the timeline for snow in the Wenatchee Valley, but we're not going to get any more than a half an inch, maybe an inch, depending on really where you live. But again, 4 a.m. to about 7 a.m. on Friday is when we're going to see some snow. Then it tapers off, maybe a little bit of rain at times. It'll be fairly cloudy on Friday, and we'll get up to about 35 degrees. And then the next band comes in Friday night. This one a little more organized, but still not a lot, maybe half an inch of snow. Snow level Friday night is going to be at 1,100 feet. But as you can see, the overnight low is going to be considerably milder. Then into the weekend, we actually could see a couple of sun breaks on Saturday. Chance of snow is only about 40%, high of 36. And then the cold air returns on Sunday and all of next week. Starting on Monday, we're looking at temperatures, both the afternoon highs and the overnight lows, considerably below normal, with a continuing chance of hit and miss snow. Keep in mind, our normal high this time of the year is 37 degrees, and our normal overnight low is about 25. So it is going to get cold starting Sunday, and especially Monday and Tuesday. All right, that's your weather forecast. In 2 minutes, we'll come right back and give you the news. You're watching a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect, no matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
High clouds, we're sitting at 18 degrees. The clouds will gradually thicken up and lower down as the day progresses. Some light snow tomorrow morning from about 4 a.m. to about 7 a.m. and another additional band of snow, but again, not very much, at least for the Wenatchee Valley, comes our way Friday night into Saturday morning. 9 minutes after the hour, local school district leaders have been offering messages of reassurance to families who, quite frankly, are a little worried about school safety amid deportation fears this week. As you know by now, worries from parents are stemming from plans by President Donald Trump's administration to pursue mass deportations of undocumented immigrants. Both Eastmont Interim School Superintendent Spencer Taylor and Wenatchee's Superintendent Corey Callahar spoke about concerned families at board meetings this week. On Monday, Taylor told the Eastmont School Board that he was aware of some families who were opting to keep their children at home.
Just the fear is really legitimate, and it is causing attendance. Some families are keeping their children home out of fear that they may be picked up, or the parents may be taken, and the kids are at school. So families feeling that they're going to be split. So we're trying to reassure them.
At Tuesday's school board meeting for Wenatchee, Corey Callahar addressed the same concerns and said his school district schools are, quote, safe places for everyone.
Our students have a right to attend school that is protected by law and by board policy, and we are committed to ensuring that our students and staff feel safe, welcome, and supported. Want to urge everyone to reference Board Policy 3226 and 4300 for additional information from the district perspective supporting students. Our board policy protects our students, and the caring, compassionate adults in our schools help shape that daily positive experience.
The Trump administration has withdrawn their controversial order that would have frozen federal grants and loan programs, and that's a relief, as you might imagine, for the city of Wenatchee, because the Confluence Parkway Transportation Project is scheduled to get underway this spring. It's using $105 million in federal reimbursement grants. City Administrator Laura Gloria told us that the city has spent and been reimbursed for about $12 million in design, engineering, and right-of-way acquisitions, but there's still a lot more to be paid for. Chelan County also acts as a pass-through for millions of federal dollars each year for salmon recovery and forest management. The Trump Budget Office pulled back on its freeze order yesterday amid opposition from congressional Democrats. Well, air travelers hoping to catch their flight at Payne-Bohr Memorial Airport could take the bus straight to the terminal starting later this year. Our media partner at the Wenatchee World reports that Link Transit will add a new route on October 6th that will include a stop at Payne-Bohr Memorial Airport, scheduled for about 4:43 on weekday mornings. Horizon Air currently operates a 5 a.m. daily flight from Payne-Bohr to SeaTac starting on April 22nd. That flight will become a 6 a.m. flight. Link is rolling out the Payne-Bohr route and other transit changes at a series of open houses. They start the middle of next month in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. Well, by now, you should have your W-2 in hand and get ready to file your taxes for 2024. Tax preparation, of course, can be a pain in the rear end, and the AARP Foundation is available to help. Shay Magdoff and Stephanie Mayer are AARP representatives. They take care of the program. They were on this very show a couple of days ago, and they told me that their free tax assistance is available to almost anybody in the Wenatchee Valley.
First of all, you do not have to be a member of AARP. AARP Foundation might be an arm of it, but it's really separated from that. Generally speaking, the service was set up for the over 50 years old and low income. We do not turn anybody away, and they have extended that. So whoever you are, if you're a student, a teacher, a nurse, or what have you, you can come and see us and we can do your taxes. There are a few things that we cannot do. So if you have rental property, we cannot do that because there's depreciation and that sort of thing. If you have if you're self-employed, that's fine, but if you have an employee, we cannot do it. And if you have expenses over $35,000, we can't do it. We do a lot of Schedule Cs, and we do have people who are self-employed, but they're on, individual levels, and I don't recall ever having to turn somebody away because they were self-employed.
And there's a specific training protocol that you and Stephanie have gone through,
yes,
so people know that you know what you're doing. Talk about that.
Exactly. Well, every year, no matter how many years you've been doing this, you do have to go through 2 sets of trainings. One is for the AARP Foundation and the other is for IRS. AARP requires you to go through policies and procedures because there's things we have to follow. And one of the reasons we have to do that is because the IRS trusts the AARP to do what they need to do in the right way. We don't want to mess that up. The other one is always on technology and security, just to refresh your memory about what you need to do and what you shouldn't do. Everything is supposed to be closed off so nobody can see anybody's personal information and those kinds of things. We don't store any documents for other people, so of the confidentiality issues. And then you have to do proficiency problems, usually anywhere from 4 to 6. And that'll cover all the aspects of the kinds of things you're going to see on tax returns, and that we'll be able to do those when we are involved with them and they come to us for help.
And tax codes and regulations change on a yearly basis.
Yes.
You have to keep up to date with that.
Right, and that's another thing that you'll go through. You're going to say, okay, these are the changes this year. So last year you had this on the return, this year you won't. The other thing that we do is we have 2 tests. Well, I always make my gang take the basic test, but everybody really needs to be trained on the advanced test, which is a little bit more complicated.
This is by appointment only. They do these on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the Eastmont Community Center on South Georgia. Is there paperwork they can fill out in advance before they come in and see you to save you guys some time? And
They can, if they come, when we're open at the center, they can come and pick up their intake form and have that done when they come in, which will be easier for them and actually probably faster for everybody.
The Emergency Dispatch Agency for Chelan and Douglas counties is seeking money for its new facility. Rivercom is on a quest for matching state and federal money to help pay for a new headquarters. It'll be known as a public safety answering point. The agency has outgrown its current site, the top floor of the Wenatchee Police Department building. The initial estimate of a new center that would meet all the requirements is about $33 million, although Executive Director Doug Jones says that figure will probably decrease. Rivercom owns land at 5th and Lyle in East Wenatchee. They bought it last August. That's where they would locate the new building. The dispatch center receives 150,000 calls a year, and its call volume has increased by 17% in the last 6 years. And 12th District State Senator Keith Gaynor is the sponsor of a bill that would create a new Donate Life Washington State license plate. The goal of the license plates would be to build awareness for organ donation and encourage a, quote, positive, inclusive sentiment around organ donation registration, close quotation. The $40 plates would also provide funds to Life Center Northwest. That's the nonprofit organ procurement and accredited tissue recovery organization. Gaynor, of course, was elected to the 12th District Senate seat back in November. He replaced former Senator Brad Hawkins, who is now a Chelan County Commissioner. Hawkins is, of course, the one responsible for the Apple-themed license plates that raises funds for the Washington Apple Education Foundation. And the news is in the bag at 17 minutes after the hour, but another busy news day awaits the crew in the newsroom. And then out comes the news at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on television, 5, 6, and 10 on TV. If that doesn't work into your schedule, and we understand for a lot of people it simply doesn't, it's up and running anytime you need the news, right around 5 o'clock. Give or take a couple of minutes. And so our newscast will be posted on our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and our homepage, NCWLIFE.com. And news tips are always welcome around here. Send us an email, news@NCWLIFE.com. Sports is next on the agenda in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
Her Royal Highness, Queen Ella Stimo!
Join NCW Life channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCW Life channel.
Are you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family, and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
20 minutes after the hour, right on the dot, the Seattle Kraken will host the team that sits just below them. At the bottom of the Pacific Division, San Jose is in town. The Sharks, 7:30 tonight. Seattle is 5-8-1 in the Pacific Division. They are 22-27-3 overall. The Kraken have a 5-9 record when they serve more penalty minutes than their opponents. Thursday's game is the third time these two teams will match up this season. The Sharks won 4-2 about a month ago. The Sharks are 2-8 in their last 10 games. As you may have heard by now, the Kraken placed goaltender Philip Grubauer on waivers with the purpose of being assigned to the American Hockey League. Men's college basketball tonight, just two games of note. Both the local teams are on the road. Eastern Washington will be at Idaho State, 6 o'clock ESPN+. The Cougars will take on Pacific at 7 tonight, also on ESPN+. Women's college basketball, that's not a typo. Idaho State will play at Eastern Washington at 11 a.m. this morning. That way they can be on TV or ESPN+. Anyway, 6 o'clock tip-off tonight with Pacific at Washington State and San Diego visits Gonzaga. Pretty light prep girls basketball schedule. East Valley and Quincy will tip off at 5:30. At 5:45 is Brewster and Omak. At 6 o'clock, Cascade Christian Academy has Wilson Creek coming to town. Waitsburg will host Moses Lake Christian Covenant at 6 p.m. And the boys' schedule, just like the girls' schedule, only about an hour and a half later. That way they can share the bus. And a friendly reminder, we'll be out at Eastmont High School tonight. It's Big Nine wrestling between the Wildcats and the Panthers. The girls' match will begin at 6 o'clock. The boys will follow at about 6:45. We will be streaming the match on our Facebook page tonight. Both matches, the girls and the boys, between the Wildcats and the Panthers, will be on television, or as we like to say in the business, TV, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 22 minutes after the hour. It is National Inane Answering Machine Message Day. It's Yodel for Your Neighbors Day. I didn't make this up. I'm not going to do that. It's National Draw a Dinosaur Day. It's National Croissant Day. But no, we're not doing anything. Do you like pina coladas? Getting caught in the rain? If you're not into health food, if you're into champagne, that of course is the Pina Colada song. It's also known as the Escape Song by Rupert Holmes. Today is your day to escape. Have you noticed, if you're watching TV at all, these travel agencies and various tourism organizations are just pushing the hell out of you going to the tropics. They're everywhere. Cruises, luxury vacations, and warm tropical, you know, that kind of deal. They're everywhere. Exotic locale locations. But you don't have to just go there to escape. You can escape in your mind if you want. So kick your stress to the curb and take care of your mental health. Here's an idea. Disconnect from technology. One of my favorite things to do is just play an album and listen to it and not do anything else except that. So today is your day to escape. It is 23 minutes after the hour. Today in history. 364 years ago today, January 30th, 1661, on the 12th anniversary of the execution of the king that he disposed, Charles I was executed. Oliver Cromwell took over England. You remember, they didn't have royalty for a little while there back in 1661. Oliver Cromwell, the Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, is executed on this date in 1661. One problem, though. Oliver Cromwell had been dead for more than 2 years. It was a ceremonial execution to basically tell the people, we're going to stick with royalty from now on. It takes a lot of chutzpah to execute a guy who's already dead. The Unsinkable Headtoft, a ship that was designed specifically to go through the upper parts of the Atlantic Ocean 66 years ago today, January 20th, 1959, 66 years ago, 50 years after the unsinkable Titanic struck an iceberg and sank on her maiden voyage, the Hans Hedtoft, the safest ship afloat, unsinkable, on its maiden voyage, hits an iceberg in the North Atlantic and sinks. All 95 aboard died. There is no such thing as an unsinkable ship. 56 years ago today, January 30th, 1969, on a raw, cold day in London, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr, alongside Billy Preston, set their equipment up on the roof of their headquarters of Apple Records in Savile Row in London and played during the lunch hour for about 42 minutes. It was their last public performance. It wasn't really a concert because very few people could actually see them perform, but a lot of people heard them perform until the cops finally made it up onto the roof and said, "You're making too much noise. We're getting complaints. Knock it off." The famous rooftop concert was on this date 56 years ago today. It really wasn't a concert. And Super Bowls, Super Bowl XVII in Roman numerals, that comes out to 17. Washington defeats Miami 27-12. Only 9 games were played that year. This was the end of the 1982 season. Remember, they had a players' strike, so they only played 9 regular season games. So some people put an asterisk next to this one. The MVP of the Super Bowl was John Riggins. He had 181 total yards from scrimmage. Miami, as a team, only got 176 yards of total offense. And perhaps the most entertaining part of this entire game was the coin toss. The captain of the Dolphins called tails. The coin came up tails, but the referee was confused because both sides of the coin looked kind of similar. He thought it was heads, so he had to go talk with the head linesman, and the head linesman said, "No, Jerry, it's actually," he called tails, and that's tails, so Miami won the coin toss. That was about the most entertaining part of that game 42 years ago today. This is the 31st anniversary of a day that Buffalo would just as soon forget. Super Bowl XXVII. Super Bowl 28, Dallas defeats Buffalo in Atlanta. This was the first and so far the only time that the same 2 teams met in consecutive Super Bowls. And of course, the Buffalo Bills became the only team to play and lose 4 consecutive Super Bowls. And finally, Super Bowl XXXIV. Super Bowl 34, the Rams beat the Tennessee Titans at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. This is the most recent Super Bowl in which neither team had won a Super Bowl. Whoever was going to win this game was going to win their first ever Super Bowl. Of course, it came down to the very last play of the game, the tackle on the 1-yard line to preserve the Rams' victory. And this was the first Super Bowl broadcast in high-definition television, although very few people had it 25 years ago today. Birthdays, one heavenly birthday, but it's about as big as you can get. The 32nd President of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, born at his family estate, Springwood, in Hyde Park, New Jersey, on this date in 1882. Obviously, one of the top 3 presidents of all time. All the historians and political scientists, they release, these greatest, list of the greatest presidents in order, and it's always at the top. The top 3 have been unchanged for generations. It's always Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and FDR. They're always in the top 3. There's no question that Franklin Delano Roosevelt changed the presidency and the relationship that the federal government has with its citizens. FDR, one of the giants, president or not, of the 20th century, and every president since FDR has been measured by his accomplishments. He was born in the state in 1882, and of course he's also the only president, or the only president who ever will serve more than 2 terms. Gene Hackman, completely retired now for a number of years. He's 95. He has 2 Oscars. Best Actor for The French Connection. He was good in that, and he was really good as Little Bill, the sadistic sheriff in Unforgiven. He got the Best Supporting Actor award for that. Bonnie and Clyde, The Poseidon Adventure, Hoosiers, Mississippi Burning. Gene Hackman, enjoying retirement at 95. And who had more top 40 hits than any other artist in the 80s? Now, you would think it would be Michael Jackson, right? Who had the most top 40 Billboard hits than any other artist during the 1980s? Phil Collins, who was 74 years old today. If you total up his work with Genesis, his work with other artists, his solo career, he had more top 40 Billboard hits than any other artist in the 80s. He is 74 years old today, and he is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and on merit. Happy 74th to Phil. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. The Cash for Clunkers program is underway. They rolled it out at the start of the year. It's kind of like cars, You've heard about Cash for Clunkers. If you have an old HVAC system that needs to be out and out replaced, you could qualify for maybe up to $2,000 in rebates. Talk to the experts for Heat and Air. Call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsor. Mike Minotti's opinion is coming up, and my conversation with Jamie Howell is coming up. They're bringing back the Leavenworth Mountain Film Festival. Are you an aspiring filmmaker? May I make a short little film about outdoor living in our area? Jamie Howell will tell you what you need to know. But first things first, Warren the dog needs a permanent home. It's Paws for Pets.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager, and today I have with me Warren. And Warren is our, we think about 8 years old, Rottweiler mix, probably, based on your beautiful face. And we've had Warren for about 2 weeks. He came to us as a stray, and he was hanging out with another dog, so the two of them decided they would come visit us. He's really easy to walk. He's really sweet, calm energy. He doesn't jump on us or bark or anything. He's just really chill. I love that. Good boy. He loves his stuffed animals. He'll pick one up and bring it to you and drop it at your feet. And he loves treats. He's really hot dog and cheese motivated. And he knows his commands. He knows sit. And he's learning some other ones, and I think it wouldn't take any time at all to train this boy for other stuff. We don't know how he would do with cats because he was a stray, so we have no idea of knowing that. Maybe if he had come in with a cat, stray, that would be funny. He's just a real chill boy. I think he would be great in a home where he can just sort of relax on the back porch with you, or maybe if you have enough room on your couch, he would love that. We do know one thing. He's not great with stairs. Stairs can kind of scare him. One flight is fine, we've noticed, but anything more than that, and he gets a little nervous. And he's a lot to carry, so he's looking for a nice ranch level home with a backyard. Yeah. If you'd like to come see Warren, we are open Thursday through Tuesday from 12:30 to 6. You can make an appointment Wednesday. And we have recently opened our dog halls to the public. So if you want to, if you don't know which dog you might be interested in, you can just come down and take a little tour of your own and see all the dogs, all the wonderful dogs that we have here. We can give you a guided tour if you'd like, but it's completely up to you. Yeah, so come and meet our Warren.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Her Royal Highness, Queen Stimo!
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Who's trying to stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar Special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Happy New Year's, Wenatchee Valley. Collins Fashions is celebrating with their fall and winter sale. Coats, vests, winter scarves, gloves, hats, sweaters, PJs, jeans, dresses, etc., etc. Just look for the red check clearance rack for 30 to 50% savings. Great brands, great savings. Our Brighton department is ready for Valentine's. And ladies, it's time to come in and fill out your wish list at Collins. Awesome service, quality merchandise, super savings at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Remember when you could afford to have fun on two wheels without breaking the bank? Maybe you started on a Honda Z50 or a Trail 70 or one of the most popular Hondas of all time, the Trail 90. Well, Honda and Doghouse Motorsports are making fun affordable again. Introducing the Honda Monkey, the Dax, and the new updated Trail 125, all featuring fuel-injected four-stroke engines with electric start. The best part of all, they are affordably priced under $5,000. Whether you're just getting started or you want to get back at it, Doghouse Motorsports has you covered.
Hey, this is Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I recently posted a picture on Facebook, a Throwback Thursday pic of my son and Tony and I in Mexico some years ago. In the pic, Tony and I are having a beer, and I'm holding a cigar. A friend posted, "Nice picture, except for the nasty cigar." Well, I beg to differ. Sure, cigar smoking could be considered a questionable activity, but the hours of relaxation cigars have given me and the opportunity smoking one has provided for me to just spend a quiet hour reading a good book has been worth any nastiness some might attribute to the cigar. At least that's in my opinion. Now, the Bible says all things in moderation, and the peace and relaxation a cigar brings is a pleasant life interlude. Of course, Rosie says 3 times a week is not moderation, but I beg to differ. This is Mad Dog McNutty, and everyone's entitled to my opinion.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Community is more than just a place. It's the people, stories, and connections we share. At the Wenatchee World, we're your neighbors, your storytellers, and your trusted voice. From uncovering the issues that matter most to celebrating the moments that bring us together. We deliver the stories that keep the community moving forward. The Wenatchee World, your community voice, here every day.
Welcome back to the program. It is back after a rather lengthy hiatus. It's hard to believe that COVID is still affecting events, popular events, cultural events in our area. But thank goodness, since that baby is all but 86, it's time to bring it back. The Leavenworth Mountain Film Festival returns in March. If you're a filmmaker, good, bad, or otherwise, you're going to want to submit your film to this guy and his crew. Jamie Howell from Howell at the Moon Productions is back. I haven't seen you in a long time, my friend.
Well, I've been around. It's been busy, though. You know, we did hole up a little bit for COVID, didn't we, though?
Yeah, we did.
And I think now it's a good time. I mean, people have settled. We're back out in the world, and it's time to bring back some of these big events that we used to love. And
what did COVID do to Howell at the Moon Productions? Because you have commercial clients, and you have other clients, governmental clients, things like that. Did you kind of have a dead period as well?
You know, the need for video never went away.
That's true. So, if anything, it increased.
Yeah, exactly. It did. We relied on it even more, and you know, people became accustomed to using Zoom, and you know, the video interface has just gotten more and more prevalent. So I've got plenty to do.
Leavenworth Mountain Film Festival, accent on mountain. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Was around for quite some time. COVID 86'd it. You probably could have brought it back even a couple of years ago, but you and your crew decided we'll wait a little bit, get a little more under our feet, and then we'll bring it back. So talk about the thought process of this is the year, let's do it now again.
Yeah, you're right. So Shane Wilder of Icicle TV up in Leavenworth kind of kicked this thing off, and it ran 7 years in a row, and it was growing pretty substantially. We filled up the fest hall every year and had all kinds of fun, like the free limo rides and red carpets, and so it was pretty sad when 2020 we had to pull the plug. Literally we were ready to launch it because
COVID came right when the festival was supposed to.
Yeah, because it was going to be in April, and then it was March when COVID really hit, so pulled the plug very suddenly. I mean, I guess some of the thinking was we're a little tired. There's a lot of work to put on a film festival, but after a couple of years, everybody was really wished it was back, and so I think we got the message. The chamber stepped up and said, "Hey, what do you guys think about bringing this back?" And they put some financial backing behind it. That made it possible for us to hit the ground running again. So we're happy to have it back, and it'll be back this March.
There are some prerequisites. Jamie's going to join us again as we get closer to the actual festival itself. Is March 22nd, but we have a hard deadline for you folks who want to submit films to the board, and then there'll be a vetting process. We'll talk about that. The hard deadline for filmmakers to get their finished product to you is
March 1.
March 1st.
March 1st. So we got a whole month.
Okay, but it takes, as you well know, it takes a good time if you're going to be creative with lots of edits and layers and elements to it. It takes a long time even for a 10-minute film, it takes a long time.
Absolutely, it does. It can take years for a half-hour film or something. So most filmmakers who would be entering have probably already begun that project or completed it. It's in the can. But certainly, if people want to, this lights a fire for them. Get a piece together in time for a March 1 submission. Great. I mean, we want to see it. We will have films from all over the world in this film festival, but the ones we really cherish are the ones that come from right here. And so they're not always a lot of films, not enough coming out of this region every year to put on a film festival just with that. But those are the ones we really want to show. Those are the ones we love showing at the Leavenworth Mountain Film Festival.
There's some things that you should know about. First of all, it needs to be outdoor related. That's number one. That's the overall theme. If you submit a 5-minute film about the history of the Bronze Age, you probably
won't make it. Yeah.
Won't be considered. It'll probably be pretty boring too.
Unless it was rock climbing in the Bronze Age, then
there you go.
That could go.
There you go. You don't want it to be too long. The shorter the better. 10 minutes is about the max, right? Really?
Yeah, I mean 15 is probably a max, but you're right. I mean it's just a one-night festival. About 2 hours with some halftime entertainment, which is kind of rare for a film festival. But yeah, so we're looking for films that are anywhere from 2 minutes to 15 minutes. And so we will then curate a selection of those based on the submissions. We sit and we watch them and drink pizza and vote on, drink beer and eat pizza.
If you drink well,
all the healthy stuff. But
when you get older, you'll eventually drink pizza. Trust me on that. Anyway.
I'm looking forward to that. So it's a fun process to look at all the submissions. It's hard to choose sometimes, but the idea is to get the best mix of films, so it's a great night.
It's amazing what you can do with just one of these.
Oh,
just one of these and a rudimentary editing software, and you can do some pretty cool stuff.
It's really about the storytelling. I mean, we have access to the technology now to do great things, without spending a whole lot of money. But really what makes the difference is how good are you at conveying that emotion, conveying that message? And so that's what makes a really strong film.
So the films are submitted. You got to get them in to Jamie. You'll do it through the website.
That's right.
On March 1st. Go ahead.
LeavenworthFilmFestival.org. So it's free to submit. That's not always the case for film festivals either. So you just go online. There's a submission form. Fill it out. Upload the file, and we'll take a look.
Yep, it's pretty straightforward. Again, the only prerequisite has to have something to do with the outdoors. It would be better if you shot the film somewhere locally, of course, but they'll take anything. And then the vetting process begins. You're drinking your pizza, you're eating your beer.
Pizza, eat our beer, yeah.
And you have yourself in a group.
Yeah.
And you'll take all the submissions and then do what?
Well, we have a rubric, so it gets scored. So we try to be, fairly empirical about it. But really, it's about the films we love. You walk out of the room, you've seen 7 films. There are always a couple that you go, wow, I really remember that one. And those are the ones we want to pick. So and in terms of subject matter, it doesn't have to be locally shot, but you're right, outdoor recreation related. So skiing, surfing, rock climbing, hiking, fishing. I mean, it can be really anything that has to do with recreating outside.
And then it's vetted, and then the big party is on March 22nd. You're going to do the whole 9 yards again, the red carpet and the
limo.
Oh, wow.
The whole works. Yeah, your free limo rides. You come up, we'll spin you around the block in the limo so you can get out like you're the real deal, and then hit the red carpet. We'll have the paparazzi.
All the films that made it to the festival will be screened in one night, which is why they need to be short.
That's right. So, yeah, it's about 2.5 hour evening, like I said, with some live halftime entertainment, which we'll announce soon.
And then awards, is it voted on by,
we haven't had awards. Do you think we should?
No, I don't.
No, yeah, we haven't done that in the past.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think any kind of creative process should be judged on its own merits and not, this is the best.
Well,
I mean, who's to say
we
what's
do
the
a
best?
lot of that in the world, but
Right.
yeah, we don't at the Leavenworth Mountain Film Festival. I think the prize is being in the festival.
What's the ultimate goal? Finding maybe some talent that people say, I have an eye for this. Maybe this is a good place to go, a good direction. I'm sure you've planted seeds in the past with the previous years of 10 years ago or so.
Yeah,
that
certainly.
these people have gone on to do some really cool stuff.
Yeah, and people have been motivated to make films themselves because this is here. So that's great. We love to see filmmakers trying things out. So certainly, yes, inspiring filmmakers to do good work and giving them an outlet to show it is important. But it's also for the general public, right? We want them to connect to the outdoors. We have this incredible resource around us. Outside, the mountains, the rivers. I mean, ski hills and golf courses. I mean, we really have everything we can imagine in close proximity, and so we want people to connect with that, and that's what these films help you do.
For somebody who's never made a film, but they say, I think I want to take a shot at it, give me some tips. You talk about the most important thing is to be able to tell a coherent story, and you can, if you don't have a good screenplay and you don't have a good story to tell and storyboards to reflect what you want to do in the final product, you got to start with the story.
Yeah, I mean, filmmaking is a kind of a time-consuming process. I mean, you all know here from doing broadcast work, it's there's a lot of collecting footage, which is probably the most fun part, right? You're out in the woods, you're out, doing something great and filming it. The hard part is then coming back and sorting through all of that footage you've gotten and piecing together something that is exciting and brings the emotions that you were experiencing outside. So that's really, I think it takes a lot of patience. I mean, you've got to listen to yourself. I think you've got to listen to those shots that really kind of make you go, wow. Those are the shots. Take that shot.
Great cinematography and special effects and everything is great to a certain extent, but you can't rely on all of that stuff in order to get your message across.
Well, and especially when it's more of a documentary form, right? If it's a scripted form, that's different, right? You have time to set everything up and make sure, the Bob Dylan picture is situated just right? In a documentary setting, when you're out filming somebody, skiing, you don't know really what's going to happen, and you're just running and gunning, right? Doing the best you can to get the best footage you can, and so happy accidents happen, and sometimes the footage is terrible.
But any kind of film, as long as it's outdoor related, it can be submitted. It could be a documentary. It could be a standalone 10-minute story.
Absolutely.
With a scripted story. It doesn't matter.
It could be, that's right. Yeah, absolutely could be a scripted piece about outdoor recreation. We haven't had many of those. Most of them, the sports films are usually about real people doing real things, but there are definitely some commercial efforts out there. You'll see big brands putting out some pretty awesome scripted films, short films as commercials that are really kind of worth watching. In fact, I think we'll have one or two in the film festival this year.
Wow, that's good. Talk about your committee. Who makes up the folks who will be vetting all of these films? Because you guys got a big chore ahead of you.
Oh, it's not so big. It's a good chore. But yeah, what a great team. Like I said, Shane Wilder from Icicle TV. We have Ann Hesberg, who's a councilperson up in Leavenworth. We've got Rex Flake and Heidi Flake. Rex was a big mountain biker, is a big mountain biker. Was in our movie Pedal Driven way back when. And gosh, and me and Amelia Egbert, who doesn't live here anymore, but was here and very busy in the film industry here in town. So she's helping from where she lives in Utah, but we'll be back for the festival. So it's actually a small team right now, but it's a good one.
You're pretty pumped to see it back again?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was missed. I think people will be really happy to have it back.
Everything you need to know is on the leavenworthfilmfestival.org website. How to submit a film, the guidelines. You can submit your film on the website. You can get a hold of the sponsors. You can look at some of the past film festivals, the galleries. Well, it's a well-done website. Obviously, you had nothing to do with it.
I didn't do that. Shane did that, yeah.
I'm sure about that.
Got good people on the team.
This is a rare treat, Jamie. I don't get to see too often. What else is coming up the hopper that we need to know about that you have your, what kind of pie do you have your finger in right now?
Well, a lot of them actually, but there's more things coming back this year in Leavenworth, and a big one is going to be Bavarian Bike and Brews, which was a beloved mountain bike event that went away with COVID. And so we're bringing back that, not this group, but another one, as the Leavenworth Bike Fest. And it's going to be a much expanded event with, big music, a concert in the middle, and gravel racing. So I'd love to come talk to you about that one.
Absolutely. And we'll have you on before the actual film festival to get people involved in that. One last question before I cut you loose. You have a lot of clients, you do a lot of commercial work right now for contracted clients. Would you get to just be creative and do what Jamie wants to do, like Pedal Driven, which kind of puts you on the map, really, of anything? What do you like to shoot for fun, for entertainment purposes that you want to make just Jamie being Jamie without having a set of guidelines that somebody writing a check says this is what you have to do?
Well, wouldn't you be interested to know that when I get to do whatever I want to do creatively, it doesn't mean picking up a camera for me. I'm basically a writer at heart, and so I'm working on a screenplay with a friend of mine that is a creative outlet and something I'm really excited about. So, a movie, right? We're writing a movie. So,
oh, cool.
And it has something to do with this area, so it's a lot of fun.
I've been working on a screenplay off and on for, I don't know, a couple of years. It's the story of a mermaid who lives under the sea, but she really wants to explore the world outside of the sea. She wants to go out and see the world beyond
and
the
her
ocean
father
depth.
is maybe Neptune.
I've been working on that.
Sounds like a good story.
Yeah, I'm going to pitch it to maybe Disney or Pixar or something.
Yeah, I like it.
So
I think
I'll see what happens. I've been writing it for 15, 20 years now. So I think it's got a
Hope nobody
chance.
catches on to that idea.
Jamie Howell of Howl at the Moon Productions, LeavenworthFilmFestival.org. Everything you need to know is right there on the website. It's good to see you, my friend.
Likewise. Nice to see you.
All right. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and we will be right back.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant is Saturday, February 8th at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. 10 senior girls from the Wenatchee and Eastmont school districts will vie for the Royal Court and $31,000 in scholarships. Tickets can be purchased online or by visiting the PAX box office. And the pageant will be broadcast live on the NCWLIFE channel.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. With durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all. You need the Kubota construction lineup. Right now, write it off the lot and write it off your taxes for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $4,000.
That's the Afreda camera that you see behind me. As you can see, high, thin clouds, not only out in the Columbia Basin, but right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Yesterday, we did have those high, thin clouds. They burned off a little bit in the afternoon hours. We had quite a bit of sunshine on Wednesday afternoon, but we didn't warm up very much. We only got to 27 degrees, so it's still cold, but the air stagnation advisory will expire at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, even though the air quality didn't really get all that bad. And we talked about the air inversion, cold air at the bottom and warm air above the cold air, and the trapping, the lid traps the pollutants. It's 19 degrees in downtown Wenatchee right now, and it's 39 at the summit of Stevens Pass. It's 20 degrees warmer when you get to 4,000 feet. All of that is going to change. That big ridge of high pressure, which has been one of the most dominant ridges we've seen this time of the year in a very long time, is starting to deflate like a big giant balloon. That's how the high clouds will work their way in, and eventually it's going to collapse altogether. That means some significant changes to our weather. We've had this long, almost a month-long period of no snow, no rain, and for the last almost 3 weeks, we've had this cold Arctic air that settled down when the high-pressure ridge made itself at home. Well, all of that is going to change. First of all, there is a winter storm heading our way, but not really our way. We're going to show you the same 3 slides we showed you at the start of this program. So get ready in the upper elevations. Lots of snow for Stevens Pass. The Idaho Panhandle is going to get snow. Northeast Washington and up the Methow Valley are going to get quite a bit of snow. There is a winter storm watch in effect for the Cascades and the North Idaho area, so there is going to be some significant snow in the upper elevations. It starts tonight, and it's going to snow pretty much tonight, all day Friday, and into Saturday before it tapers off. Who was under the influence of this winter storm watch? We have the map for you, I believe, and you'll notice we're not in it. In fact, most of eastern Washington isn't in it. It just misses the Methow Valley, but basically the entire crest of the Cascades right along the spine, all up and down from Canada down to Oregon, and of course over to the Idaho Panhandle and into far western Montana. They are under the influence of a winter storm watch because they are going to get a lot of snow because it's a pretty organized system, and snow totals through Saturday, and this may change, so be sure to watch Grant's weather tonight during the 5 o'clock news. Right now, Stevens Pass at least 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. Mazama, Winthrop, you're going to get at least 6 inches, perhaps a little bit more than that. Significant snow on I-90, Snoqualmie Pass, and on White Pass, and not too much on Blewett, but enough to make it dicey. The mountains are going to start getting snow later on this afternoon and into tonight. As far as snow down here in the Wenatchee Valley, that's a slightly different timeline. So let's go through it from the National Weather Service. High, thin clouds early on, and then gradually the clouds will begin to thicken up and lower. And we'll top off at 31, which is going to be warmer than it was yesterday. Timeline for snow for the valley, basically 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we're not going to get a lot. About a half an inch of snow possible by about 7 to 8 a.m. on Friday. It could switch over to even to rain by Friday afternoon, and we'll top off on Friday tomorrow at about 35 degrees. So about a half an inch of snow between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m., and then maybe another little bit of snow during the day on Friday. And then the next system, a little more organized one, comes in on Friday night, so we will probably get some snow. It could mix itself with rain. The snow level is going to be 1,100 feet, but again, most of the dumping is going to happen up in the in the Cascades. By the time it gets here, we're not going to get much. Only maybe a half an inch of snow Friday night into Saturday. Saturday, we're going to see some sun breaks in a high near 36 degrees. No snow in the forecast on Saturday night. Maybe a little bit of light snow on Sunday. And then here comes some pretty cold weather on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Starting Monday, we're going to have a continuing chance of about a 40 to 50% chance of snow each day starting on Monday. Have a good and safe Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.